100 days into the new administration in the U.S., South Korea feels cooperation with the Trump government in countering North Korea's nuclear threats is off to a good start. Top diplomats from Seoul and Washington are expected to discuss a roadmap for dealing with the issue when they meet at the upcoming G20 meeting in Germany. Our Kwon Soa reports.
The recent visit by U.S. Secretary of Defense James Mattis to South Korea, the phone talks between U.S. President Donald Trump and South Korea's acting President Hwang Kyo-ahn, as well as those between Foreign Minister Yun Byung-se and his U.S. counterpart Rex Tillerson, show how quickly Seoul and Washington's high-level strategic communication is advancing. That's what South Korea's foreign ministry said Thursday in its evaluation of the Trump administration's stance on the gravity of North Korea's provocations. Based on that, the ministry believes Seoul and Washington have started on the right foot when it comes to dealing with the North Korea nuclear issue so soon in the new Trump administration.
We will speed up our concrete mediations to continue forming a detailed roadmap. That's why we expect to have more methods of pressuring North Korea, including talks between the South Korean and U.S. foreign ministers at the G20 foreign ministers meeting in Germany.
That was also how the ministry replied indirectly to U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson's written comments on the need for secondary sanctions on those helping North Korea with its nuclear program, saying that while Seoul does expect more discussions, there is a general consensus on the threat. Tillerson also helped assuage concerns over Washington's commitment to South Korea's defense, saying Seoul is already paying its share of the cost of stationing American troops on the peninsula. During his election campaign, President Trump had threatened to withdraw U.S. troops from allied countries unless they paid more. The G20 foreign ministers meeting next week will provide an opportunity for South Korea to further flesh out new security arrangements with its partners. In line with the planned talks between Seoul and Washington's top diplomats, South Korea's foreign minister is also aiming to meet with EU members and other key countries to bolster international cooperation on pressuring North Korea. Kwon Soa, Arirang News.